Hey guys, what's going on? So I wanted to come to you today with a quick recap. Today was the last day of Star Wars Celebration 2017 here in Orlando, and I am exhausted. I worked all 4 days at the Fantasy Flight booth, but I had some time to get some other things in too. So I tried to make the most of it, but it was completely exhausting. Pushing like probably 14-hour days for myself, and I'm just beat, and I've been talking so much. So I apologize if my voice is mostly gone, but I'm going to try to do my best to get through this and give you guys kind of a summary, a day 4 video, and we're going to talk about it. So big highlights of the whole thing: the 40th anniversary tribute. They had a big tribute to Carrie Fisher. It was just amazing. I didn't get to see it live, so that one I had to watch after the fact, but I mean, there wasn't a dry eye in the house, and at least that's what I was told at the panel, but because I get to watch it later. But it was amazing. Carrie's dog was there too, Gary Fisher, and he went to the bathroom on the floor, which was just fitting because that's kind of what he does, and I mean, that's what dogs do. Episode 8 trailer was really cool. I mean, a lot of great people were there. Harrison Ford showed up at the 40th panel. George Lucas was there. Hayden Christensen was there. Lots of people. John Williams came out and orchestrated it. It was just this huge deal. Episode 8 trailer, episode 8 panels going on. They're going to talk more about Rey's parents. I mean, and it's just the ships and everything. Luke's in there. It's just, I got to break it down. I've watched it like 3 or 4 times, and I should have watched it more than that, but I'm just so much going on these past couple of days that I haven't even gotten really a chance to do a big analysis and breakdown. As far as like gaming is concerned, there's no like new ships that we're seeing, and totally lots of speculation as to what the size of some of these ships, and they look like they're kind of small. So I don't know. I'm gonna stay tuned. I'm gonna come to you with a breakdown and how that applies to gaming, and some theory to go along with this episode 8 trailer. And then real big news with Rebels season 4. It's gonna be the last season. So wow, a lot of people suspected that, but it was still like very emotional to hear Dave Filoni say it. So that was pretty significant. But this trailer, it looks like they didn't give too much away. We knew the Mandalorian Civil War was going to be a big part of it, and the trailer focused a lot on that. But there's still so many other things, and we're going to talk about those this week. So stay tuned. I'll do my own breakdown. I'm sure people have already covered it, because people who weren't at Celebration, or people who just had more time on their hands than I did, could actually sit down and analyze these things day one. So I'm going to be bringing it to you late, but I'm going to be bringing it to you in my fashion. So I'll do it as best I can. So I want to talk about some highlights, some really great moments for me in the few hours that I wasn't working. So first off, got to meet Andy Gutierrez. Like, it's awesome, right? So yeah, I've talked about that already. That was pretty amazing. Almost got to meet Dave Filoni. I was right there next to him, but he took a couple of selfies and had to do other stuff, and kind of gave me the cold shoulder. And I get it. He didn't want to get bombarded by people, and he was trying to sign some stuff for charity. So he was doing a good thing. I'm not mad at you, Dave, because you knew that I was going to ask you about lightsaber nunchucks. So I would have probably avoided the question too, because it's a difficult subject to tackle. Saw Gerrera in the Borgullet. Like, that was like my favorite cosplay of the convention, just because of the role play that went into the cosplay. I have a whole video for that, so check that out already if you haven't seen it. It was great, and just all the experiences that happened in the Star Wars show, in the live audience there. It was just awesome. I loved being there. There was so many celebrities. Forrest Whitaker was there. We got to see. Gosh, and I'm drawing a complete blank because my brain is fried. Felicity Jones, thank you, was there. Who am I thanking? There's nobody else here. This is what I'm talking about. I'm completely spent, and my mind is there. Hayden Christensen, I got to see him. A couple of other people, some of the voice actors came out, and their names escape me at the moment, and I apologize for that, but I am completely fried, and I'm trying to get this up while it's still technically day 4. So that was just a big sight. Oh, and he gave me a Borgullet poster. So if you do see the missing Borgullet, call 1-888-SAW Gerrera. He's looking for it, and he's afraid that he ate it for dinner. Oh, fantastic stuff. I saw one of the things that it was a small moment, but it really jumped out at me. Is I saw it was this morning. I saw a kid walking with his mom. They were going to the bathroom. This kid couldn't have been more than 5 or 6 years old. He was smiling, the biggest smile I've ever seen, and he was jumping up and down, and this kid was clearly the happiest that I've ever seen anyone. this is the happiest kid I've ever seen in my entire life. And I said to his mom, I'm drinking my morning coffee, I'm sitting down, and I'm like, now there's a kid who's having a good day. And she's like, well, he just got to meet Boba Fett, and that was the one thing he wanted to do. And I said, wow. And then I saw, and then she pointed to him, and it was one of the Mandalorian mercs that was walking away. It was not actually Boba Fett, but as far as this kid was concerned, it was close enough. And this guy just made his absolute day. And so it's great, all these costs, the 501st, the Mandalorian mercs, and all the other clubs that do what they do. And they do a lot of charity. So these are great groups, and it was great to see the impact firsthand. So that was pretty amazing. And checking out the Black Series booth, the Hasbro booth, was pretty awesome, especially with all the new stuff, Tarkin and Lando and the Royal Guard, and I just love checking out. You know, I mean, if you watch my videos, you see I always have Black Series figures set up in the background. I'm a big Black Series fan, and they put out the Thrawn Black Series, and I love Thrawn. Thrawn's the greatest thing ever, right? He's probably my favorite Star Wars character, at least at the moment, because I love Thrawn, and he's back now, and I'm getting close to finishing this book, and it's amazing. But yes, so, but I'm really disappointed. They announced an amazingly huge, awesome Thrawn box, and it's a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Like, are you kidding me? You bring this out at a convention, the biggest Star Wars convention there is, and tell us we can't get it because we have to go to San Diego Comic-Con to get it? They had 2 of them on display, for crying out loud. So I was a little disappointed with that. Some other cool things. Got to talk to Danny Haas. If you are not familiar with Danny Haas, he is a local artist here in Orlando who's made some amazing art, and it's just and he's been picked up by Marvel and some other people to make some really high-end. You know, you've probably seen his art if you aren't aware of it. You've probably seen it all over the place. He's huge, and he's doing a really cool Kickstarter, and I encourage you guys to check it out. Let's show a little bit of that. All right, we're here with Danny Haas. He's got a Kickstarter going, and he's going to tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so I'm doing a Kickstarter of all my pop culture half and half prints that I've been doing over about 5 years now. It's got about 8 days left, 9 days left. It's going to have an exclusive Leia print in it for some of the backers, and it'll be hardcover. It'll be great.
All right, it looks awesome.
Would love to have the backers.
This guy has some fantastic art. Absolutely check out the Kickstarter. There'll be a link in the description below, so be sure to click on it. So please definitely check that Kickstarter out and consider backing it. It's I think the print is going to be amazing. Some of the previews that he has on his Kickstarter page, like the preview for the Leia print, looks just out of this world. I'm going to have one hanging up back here, but we got to get it funded. So this guy is just fantastic, and please consider supporting the Kickstarter if you can. Next, I want to talk about some things from the FFG booth. So I spent a lot of time working in the FFG booth. One of the biggest things was, it was so awesome actually teaching people games like all weekend. And so these people were so excited. Some of you were, had already been exposed to some of these games a little bit. I mostly taught Armada. I also taught some X-Wing. Got to play on the cool big Death Star table that FFG has. So that's pretty awesome. And it was a very centrally located booth right in the middle of the main hall, so I got to see all the great cosplay walking through and all the big acts, and there was just so many great things going on right there at the FFG booth. So it was really cool seeing people in costume, like people in Rebel Pilot and Imperial Pilot gear playing X-Wing against each other, and people in Imperial Officer gear playing Armada, and it was just very, very cool. And so it's funny because a lot of you had come up to me, or those of you who were there, and people have actually came up to me and told me that they had seen my videos and maybe, prior to them getting into the game. So, I mean, it was really cool. I shook a lot of hands and took a lot of vitamin C because there's always sickness at conventions. And I'm not saying any of you were, but, you just got to wash your hands a lot because, I took a lot of vitamin C. I'm not going to get sick this convention. I'm not. Although we'll see in the next couple of days. We'll see what happens. I did my best. And one of the funniest things is, it's also really disappointing, is like people would steal stuff, and dumb stuff, right? So teaching Armada, okay, my squadron cards on the Rebel side disappeared. So the X-Wing card and the Luke Skywalker card walked away. Somebody stole 3/4 of the damaged deck. Who's gonna steal damaged cards, right? And it was all at once. And why not just take the whole deck? Why take 3/4 of it? It doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you do that? You know, I can imagine like some kids might have seen, oh, Luke Skywalker thing and take it as a souvenir or something like that. But the damage deck? That's not even appealing. Nobody wants damage cards. I don't want any damage cards. I just don't. And like maybe if you needed the whole thing, but I just don't get it. I don't get it. So then it made it made playing games much more difficult when there was no X-wing cards for reference. So I had to be like, well, just have to take my word for it. This guy can go speed 3. And he rolls 4 blue dice against, you know, I was just like, good thing I had all that committed to memory because that was frustrating. And the next day they managed to get some replacement parts in. But some people who've done this sort of thing before have told me that that tends to happen. But yeah, that's rough. And one of the highlights of working the booth was today when I showed up and there was a chair by the Armada table. And, you know, I've never been so excited over a chair before. But you know, when I finally, after I would get done teaching people and have them set up to play, I could actually sit down for just a few minutes at a time. But kids kept stealing my chair. Like everybody wants to steal from me at the FFG booth. Like the kids would steal my chair, and I'm like trying to be nice. I'm like, okay, you're standing. Why did you take my chair? You're not even sitting in it. Can I have my chair back, please? Just 5 minutes, man. Just let me sit for 5 minutes. I'm on my feet for 7 hours. Can I sit for 5 minutes, please? But anyway. I'm exaggerating a little bit. It wasn't. I think it was 6 hours was my longest shift. I don't know, but I was walking around the con before that, so I definitely was on my feet for more than that many hours at a time. I don't even know, but yes. So I spent some money, got some cool stuff. Let me show you the stuff that I got. Right? Okay. So first off, look at this bag. The Pop Store, like this is the biggest bag I've ever seen. Got a lot of stuff, but I put everything in here. First, I'm going to show you the stuff I got for my kids. There's a Celebration store. This is a sand crawler. It's all fabric, and it opens up. It's got Velcro. It opens up, and it's got little Jawas inside. And I don't think they come out, but they're in there working, and it's cute. And you can put stuff in here. And I gave this to one of my sons already. He put a Pokeball in here, but I took it back from them so I can show it to you guys. This one's really cool. This is Boba Fett in the Sarlacc, and if you watch the Star Wars show live on day 3, you might have seen this on my head. At about the 30-minute mark, somewhere around the 30-minute mark, they had a couple of, you know, the guy who was hosting thought it was a hat, and I said, well, it could be. But it's actually really cool. They've got like wiry foam inside of them, and Boba Fett, he can escape. I wonder if they're trying to tell us something. Can Boba Fett escape from the Sarlacc? He can in the toy, or he can get eaten. So that's kind of cool. So I got this poster signed by the guy who does the posing for the Black Series. So I might have to figure out a way to not let that get destroyed. It's an oddly shaped poster. It's kind of long. I did make it in the Star Wars store. That's where I got those 2 toys. I also managed to get the Celebration store. I got my shirt here. Now apparently this was the shirt that you could have just ordered online when you ordered your tickets anyway, but I wanted it because it's good art, and mine is creased pretty bad in the middle, so I'll just have to iron that. But it's very great. It's the art for Celebration. And I guess I'm hearing that they're not going to do a Celebration next year, and they're going to start doing less of them. So I'm glad I got something. Wow, and I could. Okay, let's look at some of the rest of this stuff. I got some toys. I didn't get the con exclusive Luke Skywalker Black Series because I've already got X-Wing Pilot Luke, and I take all mine out of the boxes, so I'm not in favor. Plus, it's just it would have just been for scalping. I don't want that. I did get the Leia though. I already have Leia, but this has a different face sculpt. So they did fix it, and it looks great too. It looks really, really good. The other Leia looks kind of like a 1970s porcelain doll, and this one looks like Leia. So I will be taking this out of the box, even though it's a really cool vintage style box, and collectors want this stuff. I'm opening it up. Sorry, not doing it right now, but yes. And here's some pops. Oh yes, we got some pops. So got the Ghost of Qui-Gon Jinn. Celebration exclusive, glows in the dark. Like I'm never gonna look at pops in the dark. I don't know, but got my boy Grand Admiral Thrawn. I love it. This was the #1. This was the reason I even entered the lottery to get into the Funko booth. And because everybody was saying they were awesome, I decided to pick up a Star Wars Rey with speeder. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna take this one out, or if I'm just gonna hold on to it for a while. But we'll see what happens with that one. And they had, what else did they have? Some kid, the same kid maybe who stole the damage decks, left a Kylo Ren little lightsaber flashlight thing. And yeah, I don't even know how that ended up in my bag. I think I was holding on to it as a joke. And maybe it was maybe it was the barter system. And then we got one of these Smuggler's Bounty boxes. And this is an older one. I had done Smuggler's Bounty once or twice, and I was like, I don't need to do that anymore. And they had them for like 25 bucks. So I'm gonna open it here. We got a pin and a patch, and it comes with a shirt. It's oh, a Tarkin pop. Okay, heck yeah. And Darth Vader. I already have a Vader, but this is a different Vader. He's reaching out with the Force, so that's cool. And well, what is this? A luggage tag with the Death Star on it. But I kind of wanted the shirt also because I like Star Wars shirts. So I think that's all the toys and stuff I got. I actually did get some coupons to meet BB-8 at 1:30 on Friday, and as I look at them now, I'm like, I missed it. I didn't get to meet BB-8, but that's okay. That's okay. Had to work anyway, so I couldn't have done it. But anyway, that's it. Please check out the Kickstarter from Danny Haas and consider backing it if you would. It would mean a lot to me personally. He's a local artist around here, and he helped open up a comic shop that I go to, and that's where I buy my Star Wars comics. And he did the art in the store, and you know, it's just it hits home for me. And also, his art is awesome. You're gonna get an awesome art book and an awesome exclusive Carrie Fisher print, which is amazing. I'm so I can't wait to see that. And then there's other higher backer levels where you can get all kinds of other great art. So if you've got room to hang some art, or if you just want a book, consider backing it, please. Thank you so much for your consideration. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. I'm going to be doing all my breakdowns for the other trailers that have come out. Some speculation. Battlefront 2 came out. I don't do a whole lot of video game stuff, but I'll probably talk about Battlefront 2, at least a little bit, how it applies to tabletop gaming, like things like the Raider. And I've already talked about that a little bit. But I mean, I'll probably end up getting it. You know, so I still play video games. I play a lot more tabletop games than video games these days. So thank you guys so much for watching. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you were at Celebration, or if you're not, did you watch any of the live streams? What was your favorite part of Star Wars Celebration 2017? Thank you again. Have a wonderful day.